Okay. Um. See, today is um August the 18th, 2018. It's 12:35 p.m. Okay, so the afternoon had just started. Um, I wanted to say something about give my commentary on an event on the there's this YouTube video. It was this video on the Advice Show TV, said talking about 9 year, talking about some 9-year-old boy who killed his 14-year-old sister. Some of y'all may not want to hear nothing about anything that's dead, but I don't care. I have to put this information out there. Um, yeah, I wanted to put the information out to the um I'm gonna put this link in the description box below so you can actually see it. And in this video, and after the news clip, Phil talks about um whose fault. Talk about the blame game, saying that whose fault is it? Well, first of all, my father is lucky enough to have a gun safe. My father's lucky enough to have a gun safe in his house. Yeah, because he's got a few guns, mostly rifles. Mostly rifles he has stored in there. Like I don't know, I don't know. They're loaded. They're loaded. So I don't go and I don't touch them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't play with guns. Now apparently the 8-year-old boy at his sister would not let him have the controller. So rather than going to the parents' house solve the argument, he went to the little boy went to the nightstand and grabbed grabbed a handgun. Yeah, like it doesn't seem to get any better than this. Anyway, the 8-year-old boy did not go to his mother to solve the argument. He went, and just like the thug would do, he would grab the gun from the nightstand. went over to his sister, put the gun to the back of her head, and pulled the trigger. It seems to me that, it seems to me that murderers are getting younger and younger and younger and younger and even more younger, because the little boy was like 9 years old at the time. I don't even, and she's missed by the whole community, including the basketball, she's missed by her school and the basketball team that she was in. Like, I don't know, things don't add up. Fuck no, things don't really add up. And Philip Scott said, gave the advice of getting a gun safe. Like he's talking to the people in the black community, like they have the money, like they have the disposable income. I don't even know what the hell he was thinking, because he's talking to his audience like they have disposable income. Like, sir, like he actually sitting there saying getting a gun safe. Do you know how expensive those gun safes are? I'm pretty sure they cost more. I'm pretty sure they cost more than they cost what could they cost just as much money to get a gun safe as it is to get a handgun, rifle, or something like that. I've seen the price tags on on the firearms, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to cost just as much to get a gun safe as it is to get a gun. And sometimes, due to a tight budget, they have no choice but to store their guns in the nightstand like they're single. They don't have a choice. Or you can actually store your guns in a gun safe for pennies on the dollar, like get like a little lock box with a lock. But we already know that locks keep an honest man honest. They don't deter thefts. They don't deter um somebody wanting to get a gun uh, and shoot their sibling in the back of the head over a controller that the sister will not let him have. I mean, this kid ain't got no conflict resolution skills at all. No, he really doesn't. I mean, this kid does not have any kind of conflict resolution skills at all. And I think it's mainly, I don't know. It's just, I mean, we look at the price tags on these guns, and I can guarantee you that the gun safes are going to cost just as much, has the exact same price tag as the firearms themselves, if not more, if not less. If the prices stay the same as it did, I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know. The mother was in the kitchen, probably cooking, probably making dinner or something like that. And he said that the firearm that was used to kill this girl belonged to the husband. Well, my advice is that if you cannot afford to get a gun safe, don't get a gun at all. If you cannot afford to get a gun safe to store your guns in, because 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 I know a guy, because I know a guy. Yeah, because I've heard like stories about. I've heard like story after story after story after story of. I mean, they actually said that kid. They actually said that when a kid holds a gun, they either end up shoot themselves on the process of playing with the gun, or they get the gun to shoot a sibling or another family member. Cody Posey got the firearm from his older sister's saddlebag and used that gun to kill his family, and um, he used that gun to kill his father, his sister, and his mother, and then you know dump their corpses into a pile of cow manure. Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't blame I don't blame Cody Posey for what for that, because he Cody Posey was being abused by his father. Paul Posey, I think it was. Paul Posey was abusing his son. Did not give any kind of affection. He did not give him any kind of affection or nothing. I mean, his daughter got all the affection all day long, but not Cody. Something has to give on why on what happened between him and his sister that caused his sister not to let him have the controller, because children these days do not have conflict resolution skills at all. And not letting your sibling have the controller or not letting them have it turn on the computer or something like that. It's just gonna get you killed, unfortunately, nowadays. If pestering does not work, they're not gonna. I mean, they're not gonna get the parents involved to solve the argument. Kids these days, they just don't have any kind of respect for nothing. And this 9-year-old boy, he did not give a fuck about her. He did not give a fuck about her loved ones or anything like that. I mean, he did not give a fuck about his sister or what the actions like he didn't care. Because if he cared, he would just leave it. He would just leave it alone, or get the mother and father to solve the argument. I don't know. The sister would. I don't know. I don't know. The sister would not let him have the controller for whatever the reason. And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. He's probably gonna end up being shunned by the extended by the he's probably going to end up being shunned by his family, I guess. I don't really, or the prosecutor could end up charging this 9-year-old boy as an adult. I don't really know, because you got all these Tristan Carillas in the world. That kid Pennsylvania who beat a 9-year-old woman with a stick for yelling at him. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what the fuck he was thinking, and it's just. We see this evident here in America. That today's youth is part of a generation called Generation I Don't Give a Fuck, or Generation Fuck You, because that's basically what they're doing. That's basically what they're doing, and I don't know. They're not. I don't know. The parents need to. I don't know if the parents shouldn't be charged. Simply because they could not afford a gun safe. But I think the child should be charged. If Tristan Carilla could get charged, if Tristan Carilla gets charged, then why the hell would a 9-year-old boy not get charged with murder? Or Jarrell Milton, who this 12-year-old boy who ended up being charged as an adult for being involved in a in a double homicide. If those two kids got charged, then why the hell would this boy not get charged? I mean, this 9-year-old boy needs to be charged, unfortunately, because this is part of a generation I don't give a fuck, generation fuck you, generation laissez-faire, whatever the fuck, or dozens of other names you want to call today's youth. And people wonder why the previous generation dropped the ball. It's like, I'm telling you, hypothetically speaking, if I were to do this to my sister, they would have locked me up in a heartbeat. Oh yeah, they would have. Children fight over controllers all the time. I get it, but nowadays, not letting your younger sibling have the controller or turn on a video game console is just gonna get you killed nowadays. It's just gonna get you killed nowadays because it's just like it's just sick. Why? I don't know. Why the little girl would not let her have her little brother have the controller? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what the background is. The background is that she was involved in basketball. She was a straight A student. She was involved in a sports team. I know it was basketball for sure because the news clip told the background of the victim, and it's just like how do you like before you try them as an adult you need to figure out what happened. Like why did the parents why did the husband store the firearm in a nightstand as if he was single and having kids running around? How did the little boy know the location of the gun? How did he get it? How did he know he had a firearm? Wait, what happened? This thing is just this thing makes me sick to my stomach. I don't know. I don't know. This 9-year-old boy needs to be put in jail pending trial on this murder. Because the 1994 crime bill was passed The 1994 crime bill overhauled the judicial system in such a way that if you do like if you join a gang, you end up getting charges. If you do this, you get charges. You get do that, you get charges. If you're on drugs, you get charged. And you want to know something? The 90s had, after George H.W. Bush left the presidency, Bill Clinton took. I mean, after George H. Herbert Walker Bush's presidency, um, I mean, 4 year. I mean, like there was somebody in the White House that came out. There's somebody in the White House that came out. That there's somebody in the White House that got things done, and the 1994 crime bill was signed into law by a president that got things done. And the 1994 crime bill was signed by a president that had the same skin color as me. And he was a Democrat. And his name was William Jefferson Clinton. I mean, today's youth. Today's youth does not have any kind of respect at all for anything. They don't have any respect for other children. They don't have any respect for their elders. They don't have any respect for authority. They don't have any respect for anything. But at least I was not no gang member or anything like that. I didn't go out there. I was not out there committing crimes. Like if I had to be the, saying, what should we do? He's only 9 years old. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and tell. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the prosecutors. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tell the prosecutors. Bill Clinton gave you the resources. Bill Clinton signed the 1994 crime bill. If you don't know what the bill is capable of doing, here's the bill. Why don't you utilize it? Like, here's the law. Why don't you enforce it? This is like, children these days, they're just they're just out there committing crimes. They probably started at least like 15. They probably start like what, 12 years old, 13 years old, 15 years old, something like that. I mean, today's youth just are just acting wild. I've seen this. I mean, I've seen this. Bill Clinton gave to deal with stuff like that, to deal with incidents like this, Bill Clinton gave you the resources that you need to help deal with situations like that. Even before the 1994 crime bill, people still got charged as adults when they were children. If the crime is serious enough. I don't know. Children are doing the most egregious things. I don't go around playing with guns, but what little firearms training I had, I can already tell. Combine that with common sense, I already know that if you shoot somebody in the head, they're gonna die. And that only happens like, what, 80% of the time? What little firearms training I had, because I shot a gun before. And no, it was not no thugging or anything like that. No, I actually shot a gun at an actual firing range, at a gun range with my daddy. And then my dad used to say, if I end up getting angry and shooting to the point where I end up getting a gun and shooting somebody, what might happen? I told him, jail. And my dad said, yeah. Jail. Either that or a insane asylum, psychiatric ward, or whatever it's called. Okay, it's now 1:09. Now it's 1:09 p.m. Nine minutes past 1. How the fuck you want to say it? Now it's 10 minutes past 1. Well, anyway, now that my dad paid the bill and the internet's turned back on, I have a lot to do today. Yeah, I have to finish. I have a lot to do today. I have to finish pulling. I have to finish. Yeah, I have to finish. I have to finish getting my stuff out. Getting all my video game stuff out of my out of the living room so that way my mom can clean because it's all in the way. Shit like that, and and I don't know. It's just not really. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If I were to do this to my sister, I would have been locked up for sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's sorta the husband's fault because like Philip Scott said, he took the firearm and he brought the firearm home and put it in the nightstand as if he was single. Like, if you really want to protect your children, if you really want to protect your children,
No. She be a king, not a queen. King Arthur.
if you cannot afford a gun safe, you may have to avoid purchasing firearms altogether. Because just like, how many of us were hit with this? Like, it's just. Well, anyway, I'm gonna put a link in the description box below. I'm gonna put a link in the description box below on that YouTube video I watched about the story he did and how Philip Scott presented it, because he's just, I don't know. I don't know. He's saying saying that the situation could have been prevented. The situation like this could be prevented, but most of the time it's not because of poverty. I don't know how I don't really know how the husband was able to secure the money needed to secure a firearm, to score a firearm. Due to the way he secured it, but the way he secured it, like, I don't know the background of the victim. I don't know the background of the little boy that killed the little boy that killed the little girl. I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The family's probably broke. So I don't know how the husband was able to get the able to obtain the money needed to score the firearm to begin with. I mean, he stored the he stored the firearm in the nightstand. Leads me to believe that he didn't have a gun safe in there. Considering about the little, considering the prices, considering how pricey the firearms are and how pricey the gun safes are. The remote's on the the remote's on the table. Let me go ahead and get that remote from mommy right quick on call. And I'm back. I just had to I just had to get the remote from mommy just in case she needed it. But she was looking for the white cord that was being used to charge my dad's iPad with. I'm using this Toshiba computer to record this, and it's actually equipped with webcam. So well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot. Yeah. Well, I got a lot of stuff I gotta do. I got a lot of stuff I gotta do today and tomorrow. Plus, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So. And possibly get my shower because I had to get my shower. I had to get my shower this morning because I was walking to. And I felt all greasy. Making the recording of the video. Man, it's just. If you like my spin on things, be sure to click like. And if you don't dislike the video, I don't care. But all you might want to subscribe or something. If you can subscribe. You can hit the subscription button below. Well, to the people that are sitting up here taking the advice of getting a gun safe, consider good luck with that. Oh, and please consider the price tag of the gun safe that you wish to buy before you start making a purchase. Anyway, I'm out of here, so enjoy the rest of your day.